All right, let's dive in. Today, um, we're tackling some serious family drama.
Oh, yeah?
Ancient Egypt, a silver cup. We're going deep into the book of Genesis. It's
Oh,
chapter 44. This is the story of Joseph and his brothers.
yeah. And what's fascinating is we're not starting at the beginning.
Yeah.
It's like tuning into a TV show mid-season. There's already so much backstory, like simmering tension,
Oh, yeah.
and you, the listener, get to jump right in.
Right into the thick of it.
You got Joseph, a powerful figure in Egypt, and his brothers show up,
Desperate.
desperate for food during a famine.
Yeah, but their history.
Complicated?
Complicated is an understatement. These are the same brothers
Right.
who sold Joseph into slavery years ago.
Exactly.
Now they're at his doorstep and they have no idea who he is.
Talk about an awkward family reunion, right?
Definitely not your average holiday gathering. And Joseph decides to
Yeah.
test them,
Yeah, he puts them through.
a carefully orchestrated scheme.
It's like you could have welcomed them. Open arms. There's something deeper going on here.
Oh, absolutely. Like, is it just forgiveness?
Right.
Is there some payback in there, too?
I mean, think about it.
He tells his steward to fill their sacks with food,
Mm-hmm.
secretly return their money,
Right.
and then plant the silver cup in Benjamin's sack.
Benjamin, the youngest, the most vulnerable.
Yeah, the one he shared a mother with.
Exactly.
Why go through all of that?
That's a good question. It takes us beyond a simple reading of the text.
Okay.
This wasn't just any cup. This cup, Joseph used it for divination.
Oh.
So by planting this object in there, he's not just testing honesty, right?
Right.
He's testing something much deeper.
Like their superstitions, their feet.
Their superstition, their fear.
Right. Their willingness to betray each other.
Exactly, yeah.
Wow. Okay, so that adds a whole other layer to this story, right?
It really does.
It's like he's recreating
Yes.
the scenario where they betrayed him, but with a twist.
Right, exactly.
This time, they have a choice,
Protect themselves or stand by their brother.
even when it seems impossible.
And their reaction is immediate.
Yeah.
They're horrified.
Right.
They deny any wrongdoing.
Oh, wow.
They offer to become slaves if the cup is found. This is different
Right.
than the brothers who sold Joseph into slavery.
More of an 80. Right.
They're terrified not just for themselves, for Benjamin, for their father,
Right.
who they know would be devastated.
To lose another son.
Exactly.
So you feel that desperation, right?
Absolutely.
But did they really change, or is this all just a performance?
You know, it makes you wonder.
Right.
And then the steward changes the terms.
Oh.
He only wants the cupbearer as a slave.
Mhm.
He's going to let the others go free.
So he's like manipulating them.
He's totally playing on their fear.
Yeah, it's like a tempting escape route.
Yeah.
So what do?
They choose loyalty. They're not going to abandon Benjamin,
Wow.
even though it means potential enslavement, right?
Yeah, or worse.
Or worse, yeah.
They start frantically searching.
And of course, the cup is found right where Joseph planted it.
Right in Benjamin's sack.
You can just feel that tension.
The air being sucked out of the room.
Absolutely.
They tear their clothes, which we know is a traditional sign of grief and mourning.
In their culture.
Yeah, not just for the loss of their freedom,
Right.
but for Benjamin and like the devastation that it would bring their fathers.
Exactly.
It's like watching a train wreck in slow motion.
Yeah.
But in this moment, right, of despair,
Mhm.
you start to see a glimmer
Right.
of who these brothers might become. They go back to Joseph's house,
Defeated.
defeated, and Judah steps forward.
Judah's role here is crucial.
Okay, so tell me about that.
He's not just the eldest. He's the one who suggested
Oh, wow.
selling Joseph into slavery in the first place.
Oh, so he's got that weight on his shoulders.
Yeah. And his plea to Joseph, it's just raw,
Okay.
emotional. It's completely unexpected.
It's more than a plea, right?
That's almost like a confession.
Yeah.
He reminds Joseph about their father's intense love for Benjamin. The only remaining son from his beloved Rachel, who we know,
Right.
was also Joseph's mother.
So he's like tapping into that shared history.
That shared loss,
Right.
that familial bond.
Mm-hmm. Like a calculated strategy.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
But then he does something really remarkable.
Okay.
He offers to take Benjamin's place.
Wow.
He says, "Let me be your slave, but let this boy go back with his brothers."
It's an act of self-sacrifice.
Absolutely.
I mean, Judah valued profit over family before,
Exactly.
and now he's willing to give up his freedom
Yeah.
for his brother. What happened during those years of famine?
It really makes you think, right?
Did hardship change him?
Yeah.
Was it the guilt and the regret?
It's one of those moments that just makes you pause and think.
About the choices we make, the paths we choose.
Right, and how life can just transform us in these unexpected ways.
And that's where the chapter leaves us, on a cliffhanger. Judah has made this offer.
And Joseph.
That silence
Deafening.
really is.
It's the silence before the storm, just filled with unspoken emotions.
It makes you just want to know what happens next.
It does.
I can't wait to find out.
Me too.
I know, right? That silence, that tension. But here's where Genesis chapter 45 takes this turn.
Yeah.
Because what does Joseph do?
Yeah.
He weeps.
He weeps openly. It's like all those walls he built up, they just crumble.
Yeah, it's like a dam breaking. All those years.
Years of pain, of anger.
Just pouring out. Think about that. This powerful figure,
I know.
second only to Pharaoh.
Right.
And he's just letting it all out. It reminds you that even people in power,
They're human.
they're human.
They have emotions.
And maybe it was strategic too, right?
Oh, absolutely.
He disarms his brothers.
Yeah. He takes away that fear.
Creates a space for...
Yeah, for empathy, compassion.
Right. Forgiveness even.
Right.
It's like he's saying, hey, I'm not this untouchable ruler.
Right.
I'm your brother. And I've been hurt.
Yeah, and in that moment of vulnerability, the truth comes out.
He's like, I am Joseph. Does my father still live?
Can you imagine?
I mean, those brothers, the shock.
The disbelief, the guilt.
All at once, it's like a tidal wave.
Talk about a dramatic reversal, Brad.
And he doesn't dwell on the past.
He doesn't. No apologies, no revenge.
He's looking forward
To healing, to reconciliation.
He even tells them that what they did, as awful as it was part of God's plan.
Wow.
I mean, that's a pretty radical perspective, right?
It really is. It speaks to like a deep spiritual understanding
Yeah, that suffering has meaning.
that suffering has meaning and purpose.
It's like those devastating events can lead to something good.
Yeah.
But it's not all happy endings just yet, right?
Of course not.
There's still a lot to work through.
A lot of baggage to unpack, trust to rebuild,
Reconciliation, it takes time.
honesty,
We're
vulnerability.
changing that pain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the fact that Joseph starts it all,
Right.
he offers forgiveness before they even ask.
It sets the stage for something new.
A new chapter.
So they all just skip off into the sunset together.
Not quite. Joseph, he's practical.
Oh, yeah.
He tells them to go back to Canaan, bring their father to Egypt.
Oh, okay.
He wants to protect them.
Provide for them. It's an act of love.
It is.
He's committed to them.
And it's a larger theme too, right? Restoration. Broken relationships can be mended.
Families can find their way back.
After years of pain and separation.
This whole story, the ups and downs,
The betrayal.
offers hope.
Yeah, that change is possible.
Like redemption is possible.
Even the deepest wounds can heal.
That's right.
Yeah, it's powerful. But forgiveness, reconciliation, it takes more than just words, right?
Absolutely. It takes action.
So how do those brothers respond?
Well, they're speechless at first.
Yeah, I bet.
I mean, imagine that moment of recognition.
Yeah.
Years of guilt, probably shame,
It all comes flooding back.
and then relief.
Relief.
Joseph's alive.
Yeah, he's not just alive.
He's thriving.
He's powerful.
But there's still this tension, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Can they move past what happened?
Will Joseph really forgive them?
And what about their father?
Right, Jacob.
The last time he saw Joseph, he thought,
He thought he was dead.
exactly. So what happens next?
Okay, I'm on the edge of my seat here.
Joseph, he understands their hesitation.
Yeah.
He tells them, come closer.
Okay.
And they do. And he says, I am Joseph, your brother, whom you sold into Egypt.
Wow.
But then he reassures them. He says, now therefore be not grieved nor angry with yourselves that ye sold me hither. For God did send me before you to preserve life.
It's like he's taking the blame off of them.
He's shifting the
There's
focus
something bigger.
to God's plan.
So he's not holding a grudge.
Not at all.
He sees this whole experience
Yeah.
through a different lens.
It's a pretty radical perspective.
It really is.
But then he tells them, Haste ye, and go up to my father, and say unto him, Thus saith thy son Joseph, God hath made me Lord of all Egypt. Come down unto me, tarry not.
Oh, wow. He wants his whole family to come to Egypt.
He's going to take care of them.
Protect them from the famine.
Yeah, it's a powerful act of reconciliation.
I mean, think about it. These brothers betrayed him,
In the worst way.
sold him into slavery.
And now he's offering them
A new life.
forgiveness, a fresh start.
It's a reminder that even the most broken relationships,
Can be healed.
redemption is possible.
Yeah, even when it seems impossible.
This story is so powerful. I mean, it's got betrayal, forgiveness, family drama, and a happy ending.
Yeah, it's a reminder that even in the darkest moments, there's always hope.
Hope for reconciliation.
Hope for second chances.
And that even the most complicated family dynamics can be transformed by love and forgiveness.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time.
See you then.